This is a testing 1 2 3 testing turtle update. Here we go. Okay guys, welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. We are out here in the wood yard. I'm just waiting for Chris to arrive. I actually think I just heard him. He might be pulling in. But I'm gonna start a little fire out here in the burn barrel. And this is some of that waxed fire starter stuff that Outdoors with the Morgans and the other gentleman, Dean, who came up with it, is selling. I got some from York Firewood over at Brad's little get-together last weekend. It doesn't come in this container. I just repurposed it into this container. I'm just gonna put a little handful down there. I've been using it in the wood stove the past couple days when I get home from work, just to jumpstart the fire. It's been working really, really well, I gotta say. So I'm just walking over here, grabbing some shards and stuff out of the little IBC tote top. We're gonna get going here. It's pretty cold out today, and the temperature is going to be dropping steadily over the next couple days. So we got to burn up some of these scraps, and I figured the fire starter is a good way to do that. So Chris is pulling in right now, and I'm going to try this stuff out. It's been working great. I'm just kind of throwing a little fire together here quick. This lighter to light. It should just take off. This stuff has been pretty amazing. Let me zoom in a little. Okay guys, welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake. You just saw me getting a fire going right there. This is Chris. He just got here and he just brought his truck. And as you can see, it is backed underneath the firewood conveyor. There is no SureTrack dump trailer here because our neighbor Sean took it to load up with more cut up 16-inch pieces of firewood, rounds of firewood. Gotta love that. It comes to us already cut up, ready to go. So because we don't have the dump trailer, we're gonna be conveying the wood into Chris's dump truck, or pickup truck with a dump insert, because we thought that it was gonna be easier than using the dumpster can. We got the sun glare. Come over here.
We do. I was gonna say I can't see myself.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm definitely in there.
Yeah, no, you're in there for sure. But it's gonna be easier in his dump insert than the dumpster can. What? Oh my goodness. Look at this timing. There's the dump trailer. He got back early. Wow. Look at this. This is some timing if I've ever seen it. This is live in the flesh. We did not plan this at all. But here comes the dump trailer, all loaded up, tarped and everything, with ash rounds. And he is loaded up once again. Looks like some good stuff. There it is, all loaded up. There's Sean. I was literally just talking about why we're not gonna be splitting into the dump trailer, and here you are. Chris was like, and then you peeked around the corner. Okay guys, we got a little interrupted by Sean dropping off the dump trailer, but it's over there. It is loaded up with ash. We're gonna leave it there until we can get all this maple, beech, and birch split up. The goal is to get it all split up today, and I mean, we will split as long as we can load it into Chris's truck. The fire is doing good. Got some kindling in there. It's a little fresh kindling, but it's catching. And that's basically the plan. Chris is going to wrangle his dogs, and he just gassed everything up. We're gonna warm it up and get going here.
All right, guys, we've been splitting for a little bit, and this Beech is just, it looked pretty bad from the outside, but it's even worse now that we're getting into it. I mean, this Beech is, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's pretty punky. There's wormholes and, you know, larvae and stuff in it, and Chris and I decided it's just not worth it to keep splitting up this Beech. I mean, there isn't a ton of it. It sucks to have to get rid of it because I already spent the time cutting it up, and we're probably gonna have to pay in some way to get rid of it, but it's not that much. But it's definitely just not worth the time to split. We've been separating out, you know, the pieces that were knotty and punky for me to burn in the stove because I really don't care. This is what we got in the back of the truck so far, but we're gonna call it on the Beech and just focus on the maple and the birch, because I mean, as you saw, we have a whole trailer load of ash to get to behind that, so that's the game plan. Well, guys, I don't know if we're just spoiled rotten, or just plain rotten. This stuff,
We're definitely spoiled rotten.
we're definitely spoiled rotten. Yeah,
That rotten wood is no good for us.
yeah, that we're definitely spoiled rotten. This, Chris and I just kept looking at each other, shaking our heads, pointing over to this beautiful pile of all really nice crotchless ash, you know, stuff that just pops open. This stuff that we were splitting today was no good. I mean, like, look at this stuff. There's, I just can't, you know, like, this is the stuff that I got way back a couple months ago from my buddy who's a tree guy, and I was trying to start to build a relationship with him by taking some stuff that was less than desirable in hopes that I would get a call for some nicer stuff. I've yet to receive that call. This is all the wood that we split. All the rest we're chalking up as a loss. I mean, we just kept shaking our heads at each other.
Yeah, it is what it is, but you know, it's we got what we could. Hopefully it's a good connection down the line.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we got to get rid of this little bit of stuff, we got to get rid of it, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's easier for us to get rid of that and split some nice stuff that's actually going to be productive than it is to futz with that and get, you know, maybe another 100 pieces.
Yeah, it just wasn't worth our time when we got a whole trailer load of cut up ash waiting right there. We got nice hickory right there. We got a whole pile of ash over here. It's just not worth it. So all of this stuff, like, I'm not gonna even take the time to split up these chunks. We're just gonna load them up in the dump trailer and get rid of them because a lot of them are rotten anyway. So it's really not worth the time. We got 2 totes right here. One's bulk firewood, one's bundle. The bulk is like almost full. It just needs like one more row. The bundle stuff needs like half of it. So we're gonna get this stuff stacked up. We've never stacked out of the back of Chris's truck before, but we're gonna try it out and see how it works. We got Betsy right here, who is, her patience are wearing a little bit thin, I think, but she should make it. And then Sammy is always a good girl, and she just kind of hangs out. So that's the deal. We're gonna get to stacking. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. We got all that stuff stacked up. I don't know, it's probably roughly, what, like half a cord? Probably like a tote and a half.
Probably.
We got, you know, we finished off a full bulk tote, almost finished off another bulk tote, and then got pretty close to finishing off a bundle tote. But like we said before, we're spoiled. Chris brought up a good point. Once all the ash trees are gone, I don't know what we're gonna do. Probably gonna have to get out of the firewood business or something, because definitely not splitting this kind of stuff.
No, it's just not worth the time for us.
Yeah, I mean, this just goes to show, like, this
was, to one tree guy, decent stuff for firewood.
Yeah.
Coming from a tree guy that doesn't do any firewood.
Right.
Coming from tree guys that do firewood, this is so crappy that we're gonna dump it. Because it's just not worth it. It really isn't. I mean, the amount of extra time it takes to sort out the good pieces, work around the knots and stuff. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, a couple knots. We're okay with some knots.
You could even see back in the video, we did split a couple of big knots.
Gnarly ones and stuff. And like that's okay. Like, that's why I have those totes. That's what I burn. Doesn't matter to me. But like all this stuff,
it's not presentable.
Yeah, it's just not good. It's punky, there's worms in it and stuff. And like, yeah, okay, if there's a couple pieces, but like we just kept going and going and going, and it was just more and more punk and larvae and stuff. So we're just gonna cut our losses. We did what we could, and we're gonna get back to the good stuff, hopefully in the next splitting video. The next video is probably gonna be some tree work. It's gonna be like really cold. It's gonna drop down in the Northeast, at least to like where we are. It's supposed to be a high of like 16 degrees or something during the day, and we have some tree work to do. So hopefully all the equipment starts up. But yeah, I mean, everything worked well. The conveyor worked well. It worked well going into your truck, except, you know, it was a little precarious.
Yeah, very precarious. It stacked pretty high in one spot. We didn't have enough to kind of like finish filling the truck.
The rest of the truck,
so
right.
When he went to go dump it, it was just kind of like hanging on by a thread and just a little too high for
a little too high
comfort.
But it wasn't bad stacking out of it. I mean, the truck is higher, but it was
a whole lot better than stacking from the ground.
Right, absolutely.
And you know, we weren't expecting the trailer back today. We wanted this all out of here before the trailer got back.
Right.
And you know, that was kind of like our only option.
Yeah, because we were going to try and stack out of the dumpster can or split into the dumpster can, but that is a whole thing in itself. The whole door opens up. There's no like short gate, so that was going to be a whole production. So we figured it was easier in a Chris's truck, and it worked out because we didn't split all that much wood.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to wrap up this one. It's getting dark. This solar street light thing is illuminating us. It's great for these endings when it gets dark.
It is. And we're not like dancing around trying to keep
it's
the
not
motion
active. I don't know. I still can't figure out all the settings on this thing. Really bad instructions. But that's going to be it. As always, guys, if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. 80% of you watching the videos are not subscribed. Do me a favor. It helps us out, helps get more reach, grow the channel so we can do more cool stuff on the channel besides splitting rotten firewood.
For those of you that did subscribe, that just recently joined, welcome.
Yes, welcome to the channel. Go back. We got 333 by the time you're seeing this videos to watch. Plenty of hours to binge. Questions?
This is a binge-worthy show.
Right, it is a binge-worthy show. It's almost as good as like Breaking Bad and Yellowstone, I would say, if not better. Questions, comments, or feedback, throw it down in that comment section. But for now, I'm Jake.
And I'm Chris.
This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time. I'm Robert Dutton. John Dutton.